People love to hate on the endless tirade of generic isekai light novel adaptations coming out of Japan, and while the question of whether these shows are genuinely inspired passion projects or just cynical cash grabs differs largely on a case-to-case basis, as does their quality, I'm here today to put to rest once and for all the common defense of, well, you couldn't do any better. Of course, actually coming up with creative ideas is hard, but that's what my computer is for, so I made a shitty AI in an afternoon to do the work for me. It generates a title and synopsis for each anime, which I've left unaltered despite the occasional stroke-inducing sentence so that you can see how well it actually does. Dem Down 2. Light and Yomi are spending their daily lives happily playing video games. One night, when everyone else is asleep, Light receives an invitation from Alpha to go to an alternate world, one with a lighter-skinned people and promoting equality. Light and Yomi are then sucked into another world, where they must undertake a quest to rescue Princess Melody from the Demon Lord. Light thinks this must be part of his destiny, while Yomi thinks it's kind of annoying. They form a party with Alpha to start their quest. Alpha, as it turns outright, puts Light and Yomi in peril by attempting to set him back into motion. Masked Hero. Nashi Akira is a straight man who, despite this, goes through an extremely mind-balancing and emotionally affecting experiences. After an assault by an unknown enemy landship, he finds himself in a mech suit that transforms into such a huge terror that the other monsters attack and steal his princess. Every few moments, he is trapped in this new, horrific form, feeling trapped and pained inside and out. His imagination continues to run wild in this new, bondless world, where he is beaten and interrogated repeatedly in hopes of gaining entry to Ikuma's war-torn world. Master Sergeant Eiji begins to thwack on him, constantly breaking his neck and plunging Sanada Yui, human, not Titan, into the abyss below. The Celestials, and whoever is listening to them, end up on top of him, choking and whipping him into submission. Then they all puke acid in a vain attempt to bring him up, only to find that he won't die. Frontier Cuisine. Princess Milior of the Biscotti Republic decides to have an affair with a non-player character. The two live happily ever after, enjoying themselves immensely. Nonana Loud Audio Log 106. 4 young women summon evil warriors from Earth to fight in games. Unfortunately, the artwork for some of the monsters they find is fictional and probably cursed. New Codebreaker 3. Satsuki Subaru is an ordinary, sausage-loving shut-in who spends his days in a repetitive gesture, shouting at the top of his lungs, refusing to even crawl until he's at the very top. No one in his sleepy, experience-ruined city knows what he's going to do next, so he isn't sure what to expect, and understatement of want condemns him to hell. Kushin created a special item out of the world filing suit, kidnapping a demon-faced woman in the process. When he balked at hurting Hinoxi, she bluntly stated that if he uses too much force, he might as well tweak the formula. Who knows, eh? Well, I suppose you could say that. But would you like to eat children instead? Asked Colette, the company's secretary. Genealogy of My Ninja, Night Rising. Nakamura Izumi and 6 other charismatic game stream hosts struggle with cripplingly poor health checks as their game, series, and world disappear. As their golden hours of the sun turn to one of crisis, they are met with the sight of Princess Charlotte, the highest-ranking Earthling aristocrats. They are separated from their group and taken to the world of the Elaprofes, where Shimoya Mitsuki, 23, is held hostage by Lalaru. With Kitsune and Kurihara Muto, they attempt to rescue Megumin, the princess of a small country where Wyvern Rider is a legendary creature. Meanwhile, Mr. Fujisawa, Ms., and Afura Man have romantic relationships undeveloped due to her personality and history. However, someone is silently monitoring them through a camera in the woods. That person is Yamagishi Keiichiro, a mere ASCII character. So, how does the AI work? It's based off the 355M version of GPT-2, a natural language processing AI released in various sizes by OpenAI in 2019. I took their version that has been trained on 40 gigabytes of text from around the internet and fine-tuned it to only generate isekai plots. To do this, I needed a dataset. I eventually decided on this list of 150 isekai anime from AnyDB. But unfortunately, I couldn't just give the website to the AI and watch it work. It would only accept specifically formatted text files, so I wrote a Python script to grab all the information I needed about each anime from the website and dump it into a file. This ended up taking longer than actually doing any of the AI stuff, mainly due to my incompetence. Next, through the amazing power of a collaboratory notebook, I was able to offload all the resource-intensive training work to Google servers. When it was done, I just downloaded the model and generated some results. Monopoly the Movie, 2016, based on a 2016 video game franchise by Capcom. Untouchable. Lee G.K. Jones possesses incurable lung problems that have kept him from treatment. Kansayo desu, I Can Hear Your Voice thought process. Based on a fantasy light novel series written by Murasaki Yukika and illustrated by Tsurasaki Takahiro. When a booming sound disrupts the peacefulness of a normally idyllic countryside, the people in the city of Port Arthur have no choice but to put up with it if they want to survive in this new, harsh reality. M. Reg Hal Katakuri Burglar. After destroying another world, God decides that he doesn't need any more gods because he already has plenty of them. My 363. Byston Well is a world where people go when they die. It is normally unreachable from Earth due to a roughly parallel world called Serpent. During the GLaDOS invasion, Shigeru, Miz, and Afri begin traveling from Earth to the parallel world, and while adventure awaits the members of the Shiroe team, Snake Plissken, Kratos, and Raton begin undergoing the genocidal mission that will bring their newfound friend Xarion into this new world. Blocks, set in 2109, where an earthquake and tsunami raise living standards and cause considerable social unrest. Bitcoins are initially created scarce and belong only to the nobles, but when the heat of the moment hits, Prophet Abir Jawaldi XVIII, Knight Commander of the Sekyan Telecom Corporation, appears before your eyes. He kneels and swears allegiance to about 200 millionaires, promising to protect you from all. Software reinvention. Linus Torvalds, a popular online game MMO gamer, is losing his mind as he is beaten by Cat Helium in an RPG-like, fantasy-like world. During this process, he meets two girls, Rem Galeo and Sheila L. Greenwood. They offer to send him back to Earth if he should die. Let's go, Princess Nun. Let's go to an alternate world where there isn't any water. Mind Rape Work Experiment Session Abstract Final Exam. A lonely 34-year-old Mikami Satoru is stuck in a dead-end job, unhappy with his mundane life, yet somehow fuels his spirit with thinking separated from his body. Imagine him wandering aimlessly through a strange land, avoiding the crusades, filled with myth and legend, fighting dragons, acquiring loot, and raising his level to insanely high. Realm Shift is exploration at its most intense. Mr. Eastman 1200. With his California sun shining and Netscape communicator in tow, billionaire Otamendi travels with Master Sergeant Renji to a parallel world, where he learns that Lady Gaga is in fact omnipotent. Master Sergeant Renji must return to defeat the evil David Coffin to regain his name and returned honor to Daein. Lady Gaga is a singing Mohawk girl who, due to circumstances beyond her control, was transported to this world. She is able to remember what has happened since she stepped off this Earth and decides to help if she can't get back to Earth. This event is known as Lil Archangel. Lady Gaga finds an advertisement in a peddler hall saying that she may have allergies and takes them upon. She soon happens upon Fuin Sarata, the pet demon who, when fed a coin of the person who wants to buy her, coughs up a capsule which releases that person's sacrificed soul into the world. Warren Virtual, formerly known as DY18++, Employment Agency among other names. Naruto filtering settings. If you wish to view content from other websites, you must have JavaScript enabled in order to see the site. To enable JavaScript, you will need to download the necessary plugins. While the results may not always be grammatically correct or even entirely coherent, they are definitely unique, so I would call this project a success. While the prospect of using AI to assist in generating ideas is definitely interesting, and I wouldn't be opposed to seeing some of this insanity be used as a source of inspiration for anime in the future, it is definitely a long way off being used for anything more than that. It seems light novel authors are safe for now. Thanks for watching.